Good evening. Welcome back to St. Peter's Lutheran Church for our midweek devotional. Glad you're able to join this week. I want to meditate tonight on a passage from John, the 18th chapter, and I'm going to pick up at verse 37. Pontius Pilate asked Jesus, "So you are a king?" Jesus answered, "You say that I am a king. For this I was born, and for this I came into the world, to testify to the truth. Everyone who belongs to the truth listens to my voice." Pilate asked him, "What is truth?" I think Pilate's question is asked today regularly as well. Pontius Pilate, of course, was governor of Judea. He was a part of the Roman political machinery, a cog in the wheel. And I imagine because of where Pilate was positioned within that government, he was the subject of rumors, he began rumors. He had no sense of absolute truth. And so when Jesus talks to him about truth, Pilate asks him, "What is truth?" You and I live in a time as well when the truth has become very murky. This is one reason that I have really cut back the amount of time I even spend on Facebook. I try to limit myself to one time in the morning and one time in the evening. I get on there and check, and then I try to stay off the rest of the day. For me, Facebook used to be a place where I could see family photos and maybe laugh at funny memes. But I've noticed in the last few years, Facebook in many ways has become a cesspool of gossip, of misinformation, of out and out lies. I found I feel better just not being on it as often. But here I am on Facebook tonight because I know so many people are still on it. And perhaps you are having a different experience with Facebook than I do. But tonight I'd like to talk about truth. There is so much misinformation going around right now, and especially as it relates to COVID-19 and as it relates to vaccines. And so tonight I'd like to take some time and look at the truth. So I want to explore some of the rumors I've heard and conspiracy theories and dismiss some of these. You and I are people of faith. We know the truth, Jesus Christ, and we don't have to be beholden to lies we read on the internet or even some of our political leaders. They are all human beings like we are, and they make mistakes and they do things that are wrong, just like we do. So the first thing I've heard semi-frequently is that the COVID vaccine injects a GPS chip into your system so that the government can track you. Now, let's think through this for just one moment. Why would the government want to do that when that's going to cost them money? Instead, you pay to carry one of these, and this not only has GPS, it's got cameras, microphones. GPS is actually a little bit obsolete at this point. And as I sit here, I look at my wrist, and that's another tracker. It has its own GPS. As I get into the car, it has a GPS unit. We are surrounded by GPS units. If that is your concern, I would not even give that a second thought. You already have your GPS everywhere. Plus, if you think about the size of a GPS chip, as small as they are, it's still not going to fit through a needle into your bloodstream. And along with that, I often hear people speculate that there's a 5G chip that is going to be implanted. A 5G chip is about the size of your pinky nail. Not terribly big, but you're going to notice that going into your bloodstream, I would think. And not only that, you have to have a power source for that, and That's why your phone has a battery in it. You are certainly going to notice that being injected into your system. I've also heard that it is just a political stunt, that COVID-19 is not real, it's just made up, and that it was going to end on Election Day. Unfortunately, we are now in May, 6 months after the election, and we are still dealing with this virus. And I know many of you have seen friends and family members not only suffer with this, but die. You have seen family members die alone. It's a terrible thing to see and a terrible thing to experience. I can assure you that this is no political stunt. It is a real disease. Another rumor I've heard is that it alters your DNA. The coronavirus vaccine delivers a message through messenger RNA. Your DNA is in the nucleus of your body's cells, and your DNA is unaffected by how the vaccine works. There is no need to worry about your DNA being altered in this process. It does not change your DNA one bit. Also, I've heard about people being concerned about the vaccine side effects, and maybe I'm in a more unique position to speak to this point because I actually had COVID-19 last year, and it shut me down for 2 weeks straight. It was unlike any virus I have ever experienced, and I have no pre-existing conditions. I take no medication, and it just wiped me out. And I have been vaccinated since then, and I can tell you that the effects, I could feel them. I went home and took a nap after that first shot I had, but nowhere near what COVID-19 was. And so if you were concerned about the side effects, let me assure you that they pale in comparison with COVID-19. I've also talked so much about the things that we have missed during this time. And I certainly want you to remain safe and healthy. And I have been so thankful for the people that I have been able to begin to get out and visit again now that I'm vaccinated, that have shared with me that they too are vaccinated. Puts my mind at ease that I am not spreading any of that. And I'm looking so forward to when we can achieve herd immunity and we can have more freedom to enjoy singing in church. Remember those days? When we can enjoy being closer together. Those are wonderful things. And so my point tonight is to remind you that you are a child of God. You don't have to be trapped by the lies of this world, by false news, by rumors. You don't have to be trapped by everything you read on Facebook, believing that it is credible, because the facts simply do not bear that out. I want to encourage you, if you are able to get vaccinated, to please do so. You will be so thankful as we reach herd immunity, and as you have peace of mind of not have to worry about contracting this awful virus. In the meantime, know that you who are disciples here at St. Peter's and you who are in our community remain in my prayers, and I pray that we all stay healthy, safe, and that we are on the tail end of this virus. Enjoy the scientific knowledge that we have. Be thankful that God has given us minds to comprehend this knowledge. And most of all, be thankful that we know the truth, who is Jesus Christ. Hope you're having a great week. God bless.